Repairing his sister's patio in Brunswick, Maine, Brandon Radzalowski knew he needed to keep his tools nearby, but he didn't imagine he'd need this shovel to take out a rabid fox.
I mean, it's pretty nerve-wracking.
He noticed the fox playing with this ball in the backyard, then saw it stalking the neighbor's cat. So he followed it to this deck, where it lunged at him.
I had the shovel in my hand, I picked it up, and I just swung at it.
It took 2 blows to kill the fox. He called animal control, who later told him it tested positive for rabies.
But I guess it's a good thing I smacked it.
This makes the 4th rabid animal attack in Brunswick in the last 3 weeks, an outbreak the animal control officer calls unprecedented.
It's unbelievable.
First was a rabid skunk that attacked 2 dogs, then a rabid fox bit these 2 neighbors, and last week a 95-year-old man clubbed a rabid fox to death in his backyard.
It's not just one neighborhood, it is several neighborhoods, so it's something where we really want to make the public aware. It could be in your neighborhood.
This is the Brunswick Police Department with an important message.
That's why police are putting out this robocall.
A 4th wild animal has tested positive for rabies.
Calling the rabies epidemic widespread as many people visit Maine and spend time outdoors this holiday week.
Residents and visitors should be extra vigilant.
Luckily for Brandon, his sister saw our story about the other rabies cases in town.
I just told him to look out, and luckily he was paying attention. Otherwise, somebody might have gotten bit by a fox for sure.
Another fox attack on the eastern shore.
It's the 2nd one in the same Spanish Fort neighborhood and the 4th in Baldwin County in just 5 days. This time, a dog was bitten in a backyard.
Our Alexa Knowles has been following this string of attacks all week. Alexa, if neighbors weren't already on high alert, they certainly are now.
Yeah, Lenny, some folks in Spanish Fort estates are watching their backs when they go outside even more now. This latest attack happened just up the street from where a man was attacked on Monday. The dog owner didn't want to talk on camera, but she told us what happened. Some homeowners in Spanish Fort estates are looking at the woods in their neighborhood a little differently now. That's because there have been 2 fox attacks this week on this street. Both times a fox suddenly ran out of the woods. Ellie Mae is the latest victim. Her owner says the Jack Russell was out in the yard yesterday when a fox bit her on both legs. After being rushed to the vet, she's okay, all because she had the rabies vaccination. That's something local veterinarian Susan Cardwell is urging every pet owner to check.
For the rabies virus to be showing up this quickly with so many is very disconcerting. It's very rare.
Dr. Cardwell says in her more than 10 years as a vet, she's never treated a pet with rabies. But with this sudden spike in fox attacks, she has some advice for pet owners.
Don't let them just free roam and wander off. I would keep them on a leash.
The fox came down the woods here, started attacking the cart tire, and then it turned, looked at me, and started coming after me.
Zach Tollerson was on the 4th hole at Rock Creek Sunday when the red fox attacked. He and a member of the grounds crew were working on a water line at the time.
It was almost like the fox was drunk or something. It was kind of wobbling, and then it started biting.
Tollerson was bitten on the ankle. The grounds crew was able to kill the fox, which tested positive for rabies. A golfer on the same hole had been bitten a short time before, and police were already heading to the area. Both victims are already being treated with rabies vaccine. Then, yesterday evening, a homeowner in Spanish Fort was attacked by another fox, once again in broad daylight and without being provoked.
Listening to what he described, how this fox acted out here, I'm pretty sure it probably does have rabies.
Senior Conservation Officer Kevin Hill came and looked for signs of the fox. He found several trails leading from the woods to the backyard. The attack happened at a home on speckled trout route in Spanish Fort Estates. The homeowner was working on a sprinkler head near the pool when the fox attacked. It bit the ankle of the homeowner, who kicked it off and ran towards the house.
It snuck up behind him and bit him and then chased him a good 40 yards from all the way backside of the pool all the way up here to the front. Was still chasing him. And then he said when he turned around, he noticed the fox was out here running around in circles, which is highly indicative of something being wrong with him.
While having two incidents so close together is strange, wildlife officials say it's not uncommon to see diseases like rabies and distemper at this time of year. At both of these locations, the one thing in common is that there's a lot of wooded area. Wildlife is common. Now, one thing officials say is not common is the way these animals were acting during daylight hours. Most of the time, you're going to see those fur-bearing animals like that at nighttime. Anytime you see them during the daytime, then, you know, every now and then you'll sight them if they're hungry. The animals are just hungry. They're going to eat when they, but...
That's an up-close look at a rabid fox found in Fairhope, a neighborhood there just this morning.
It actually bit the wildlife trapper who caught it.
That makes 4 rabid fox attacks on the eastern shore in just the last few weeks. Hi there, everyone. I'm Lenny Slagon.
And I'm Bob Grip. Alexa Knowles talked to the guy who caught the fox. Alexa, he's okay. Is that right?
He is, Bob and Lenise. The fox only bit him on his boot, but he says it's still one of the most aggressive animals he's ever dealt with. Now, folks around here are back on high alert. What a way for wildlife expert Mike Niemeyer to start his day.
Yeah, I didn't need my morning coffee. It woke me up.
This rabid fox putting up a fight this morning just seconds after Niemeyer pried the animal off of his boot.
Darted out, locked onto my foot, and instinct kicked in from there. I just basically reached down and grabbed it by the neck and strangled it till it let go.
The fox had just jumped out of that hole in the fence. Niemeyer thought he was looking for a coyote after a call came in about a growling animal on the porch of a home in the 700 block of Fairhope Avenue. Instead, it was a rabid fox, one of at least 3 that have attacked someone in the past month on the eastern shore. A few weeks ago, a man was bitten in his yard in Spanish Fort Estates. Then days later, a dog was also bitten by a fox in the same neighborhood. And just before that, 2 people were attacked by the same fox on the Rock Creek golf course in Fairhope, not far from where this latest one happened. And turns out, this fox wasn't the only one Niemeyer would capture today. He got this little guy, too, something he's been having to do a lot more lately.
It's a whole lot. You know, I've been doing this for almost a decade now. You know, we get maybe 3 or 4 nuisance calls a year that turn into jobs for fox removal. Since about a week before the last attacks, we've done 10 jobs, or 9 or 10 jobs, I would say, on fox removals.